Hello, it's Chaplain 73. I am joined today by Boo-hoo. We finally managed to catch up, and I'm excited about this interview. Hello, Boo. How you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. I
Excellent.
will just crack on with the questions, mate. Tell us about who you are, what you do, and where you're based.
So I'm Boohoo. I'm based in Preston. I'm part of the Boohoo thing. It's a collaboration, so I'm just one part of it. We're based in Preston. Yeah, up in Lancashire, the sunny northwest. It's a nice place to be. Yeah, I've been doing art since I was a kid. Always drawn, always stuff. We had nothing when we were kids. Me and my mum, we were on our own, so it was just pads, pens, go in the park, get some stuff, go and draw it. My mum will say she was really crap at it, and I got kind of good at it. So yeah, art's always been a theme. So yeah, and in recent years, the Boo thing, it's just, I don't know. I just got bored. We were going through quite a rough time and had a lot of surgeries and stuff like that. And my wife said, "Well, why don't you get back into your art and start pushing that?" So I did, and yeah, it's just spiraled. It's just it's just so amusing.
Brilliant, brilliant. I mean, the more observant viewers amongst them will have noticed that I'm wearing my my homeless hood.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit more about Priestown Press and the Homeless Hoods project, and any other bits and pieces that you want to tell us?
Yeah, well, Priestown Press, that was just, my wife had bought me, she bought me a screen to give it a go, because I'd always enjoyed printing and stuff when I was a kid. We used to bootleg stuff at school. My mate had nicked nick the fabric page from the market, and I'd do the stencils, and we'd be sponging Nike onto stuff and that. And that stopped though, because we had some kids at parents had manufacturing factories in Preston, and then they started banging out the Ralphies and stuff like that, so we couldn't compete with that, so we stopped. So yeah, she just said give that a go. So I started that. It's been a long process and a really steep learning curve, learning the print, but once I got sort of reasonable enough to sort of offer a service, people just kind of got behind me and started coming to me, and we've developed it from that. And over the last 3-4 years, particularly last year, we were able to set up a company and actually set it up as a business and run Priestown Press as a business, not trying to rely on selling art as a living, but making Priestown Press a living, trying to work with as many people as we can.
That's printing t-shirts.
Yeah,
hoodies.
t-shirts, artwork, hoodies, everything. Yeah. It started to get more and more. The work and the people that we work with, the artists that we've been able to work with has been fantastic. I could never have dreamed of that really. The people that we've worked with and we're continuing to work with, it's brilliant. And the homeless hood thing, that I had a studio with a group called Untitled Culture, and I went to London as part of it was a social action project. So it was 26 different countries all getting together, sharing ideas. And it sort of spawned from that. We went around all kinds of social action projects in London, and that was really inspiring. And I don't know, it's just a nice feeling to help people. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we're not uber famous artists, but we have a small little profile, and if that profile can do a little bit of good, then yeah,
So for the sake of anybody who doesn't know what
so the community interest.
Yeah. So for the sake of anybody who doesn't know what the Homeless Hoods thing is about, could you just explain the concept?
So basically what we do is we make the hoodies like the one that you're wearing. We sell those, and all the profits go into making a pack for the homeless, which consists of it's thermals. I'm trying to look, I've got a big box down there. It's thermals, it's wash stuff, it's hats, scarves, gloves. It all comes in a bag, and we go out and drop them off, give them to people in need, And it's been really well received, and the support we've had, honestly, it really is touching, because it's been phenomenal. I think the whole secret society of supervillain artists thing is the community, and the whole art community on the whole has been absolutely fantastic. It has. yeah, people are amazing. You know, people really are amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've said that before about the art community online that I
Mhm.
found myself part of is, you know, with Secret Society and other artists online. It's just a really great community, and people really do help each other out. It's you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
community is
yeah,
at the
indeed.
centre of it.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show with the Background Bob project that's just happened, the art community. I mean, that was just phenomenal. You know, to be a part of that, that was, you know, that really was lovely. Really was lovely, and every credit to him because it was it's a brilliant
Yeah,
cause.
yeah, and a staggering amount of money raised. So
Yeah. Phenomenal. I don't think anybody would have ever thought of that, would they? And long may it continue. If that can continue and they can keep doing that and working with different people or whatever, then fantastic. That'd be great.
absolutely, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've just loved being part of it, and loved that
Yeah.
something so positive has come out of such a negative
Yeah.
experience of
Yeah.
lockdown.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, because yeah, it's been tough for everyone. You know,
Mhm.
it's tough times. I mean, for Priestown Press, it's actually it's done more good than bad because it's given us time to sort of really focus on the. I mean, we've ended up with the studio shop now, which is not open as a shop. It's just run as a studio for now. So yeah, it's kind of made me focus on what direction we're going in, kind of thing, and it's been great. So hopefully people will keep coming to us and we'll keep working with brilliant artists, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
Mm.
It's a great thing. So what advice would you give to an artist starting out now? And was there any advice that you received that you found useful, or also advice that you wish you'd ignored?
Um, I think the advice I give is embrace failure. Embrace failure as much as you can,
Uh-huh.
because you will fail time and time and time and time again. And if you get bogged down with the failures and think about failures and worry about failures, that'll lead to mental health issues and all kinds of problems. And don't strive for perfection because I come from sort of a technical illustration background in interior design and that's
Mhm.
sort of strict, and I found it hard to sort of stray away from that. Even though I can, you know, I'm a really good sketcher, I can do all that kind of thing. But for a period, I was locked into this sort of straight lines and clean drawing. So after that, it's kind of with the printing and stuff. It's screen printing. Every print's different, and that's been a real challenge because I wanted everything perfect. You know,
Yeah.
so never strive for perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. It's not worth trying to obtain. But the advice I was given, my college tutor, Nick Deary, he's fantastic, and he just said one day, he said, from this day forward, you are an artist, you are a designer. Um, Never say that you can't do it. You'll always find a way to design a way to do it with your work. So yeah, I think
Yeah, I mean, I remember
that's the benefit
reading
of
about
advice.
Jasper Johns and him thinking to himself
Mm.
one day that he needs to stop thinking of himself as becoming an artist and start thinking of
Yes.
himself
Yes.
as being an artist, because he already is an artist. You know, he's already
Yeah.
painted, and he
Yeah.
always thought of himself. And I do it myself. I always say that, you know, I'm still, you know, trying to develop my style and get, but actually,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I am producing stuff and people are liking the stuff that I produce, and
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes I've got to
Yeah,
remember
definitely.
that, and it's quite difficult to do at times.
It is. Yeah, it is. I think it's because you care so much. You're so self-critical. I think because you care so much about what you're doing,
Yeah.
it can kind of get in the way sometimes. But no, if it makes me laugh, if it makes me cry, if it's, you know, if it makes us both laugh when we're collaborating, because everything comes from conversations. It's not just me. You know, I kind of implement a lot. It's like Pinky in the Brain. I'm just the one with the big head.
Brilliant.
I'm just the one with the big head, and my wife and collaborator, you know, she's the one with the real brain.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Um, so if moving on to the next question, I quite like asking this question of people because it gives me a bit of an insight into you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
If you could spend 24 hours with another artist, alive or dead, it doesn't matter. You've got a time machine now. You can go back in time and
Yeah.
spend it with whoever you want. Who would you choose, and what would you do for the day?
I have thought quite a bit about this, and I find it hard because I was quite torn, but it'd probably be an architect. It'd probably be an architect that I'd spend there. It'd be someone like Frank Gehry or Daniel Libeskind or Zaha Hadid. I think that's who I would spend some time with, and we would just make models all day of buildings, and then I'd get to draw on them instead, because I never used to do that, but now I do. So
Right.
we could build the little models, and then I'll do the street art that goes on the side. But yeah, I do find architecture and the built world and the built environment and our interactions with the built environment, I find that a very fascinating thing. It's something that I did study for a while. So yeah, it'd definitely be one of those architects, as they're now called. So yeah, either Hadid, Libeskind, or Gehry. Yeah,
Fabulous.
I think so.
Fabulous. I know
And
people.
Mason
I find,
Stone, maybe if Mason Stone wants to invite us down to his studio, I wouldn't mind spending some time with Mason and watching paint. That guy's skills are phenomenal.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people who would like to spend the day watching him paint, just to see how he does it, because it just looks, the skill is just phenomenal, as you said. Brilliant. I mean, a lot of people struggle with that question and struggle to pin it down to one person, so you weren't alone with that struggle. But yeah, I think it'd be great. I know there are quite a few artists on Instagram who do like they make maquettes of buildings and put graffiti on them and stuff.
I've seen the bands and stuff.
Yeah, I always find it fascinating and brilliant. You know, the skill, the technical skill that's involved.
It's just doing things with your hands. It's, you know what I mean. If you can craft something into, you know, you can make a building out of cardboard and it'll look phenomenal once you've rendered it and finished it. You know, you can do it. So yeah. We've won plenty of competitions at school with the kids building castles and all sorts.
Yeah. You end up taking over.
No, they just make me do it.
Brilliant.
And leave it till the last minute. It was always the case that we'll leave it till the last minute because Dad works better under pressure, apparently.
Dad, we've got to build this model by tomorrow. Okay, get the tape.
That's really why I've got no hair. This week's very hot.
I mean, as part of what I do, I mean, I do the painting and the drawing and stuff, and I write poetry, and I'm also involved with a group of local actors, local players group, and I make some of the props there, which I love doing. I love that three-dimensional stuff. I've made a couple of dragons' heads. I made a dragon's head that actually the mouth opened, and you know, absolutely love the process of making that, putting it together. And
that'd be interesting. I'd love to see a dragon. We used to have a Chinese dragon. We used to celebrate Chinese New Year in Preston many years ago, probably about 30 odd years ago, and they used to have a full Chinese dragon going down the street.
Oh wow!
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah, we were lucky to have the way we grew up. It was a proper melting pot of cultures. So we used to get, you know, you get Caribbean Carnival, you get Chinese New Year, you used to get everything. It was brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, sounds great. We're on to the final question. What's in store for the future for Boohoo? Do you have anything you're working on or planning at the moment that you could share with us? Or
I've got. There's always things in the head. There's always things written down. I do have a few things to get out up on walls sometime soon.
I know you've recently done your notes.
Yes, yeah, we did the Harry and Meghan notes, which I think are quite poignant at the moment after the Oprah interview. And they've gone phenomenal. So we'll probably take some posters out of those and see where we go with those. But in terms of Boohoo, I've not really had the time to spend much time on Boohoo. It's all been about Priestown Press and sort of keeping us going through lockdown and stuff like that. So I kind of put Boohoo to bed for a bit, and you only get little bits coming out here and there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are things, there are plans. It's just sort of getting them out, you know. It's getting them out at the minute. So yeah, I think we're just gonna keep on doing what we're doing at the minute, and we'll try and come out with something soon.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I will keep my eyes peeled. like I was saying to you before the interview, you know, I've followed your work and what you've been doing, and I think it's great. And I see your name mentioned a lot when people are talking about where do I get T-shirts printed or whatever. You know, people are
Yeah, I mean,
pushing
it's
people your
wonderful.
way.
The support, like people like yourself supporting us, whether it's through the artwork or whether it's through Priestown Press or whether it's through Homeless Hoods. It's honestly, it's mind blowing. It really is, and it's you know, it really is deeply felt by both of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is. Although there's just me here at the minute. Yeah, Susie Wong is guiding.
Well, I'm glad to have finally caught up with you. We've had a few difficulties, haven't we, finding a time that suited both of us. But
Yeah. I'm like the Scarlet Pimpernel at the minute.
It is. Life is sometimes like that, isn't it?
It certainly is. It is. But it's nice to have moments like this and interact with people at the minute, especially, you know, we're all hardly seeing anybody or hardly seeing loved ones, or everybody's going through something. So little moments like this are, they're really nice. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I set this up is because I was bored and lonely. So, you know, it's nice to talk to you.
It is. And just for the record, this wasn't my voice. I prepared this especially for this interview. So today we've been voiced by an actor.
Fabulous.
Crackers.
I will add that it was my voice. Okay.
Yeah, it was you. Yeah, he does a really good Preston accent. I was originally going to get one of these guys to do the interview.
Oh. I'm not sure that would be a good idea.
No, I think the kids would be pretty scared.
Yeah.
We have a few
I'm
of
pretty
these.
scared, so you know. Anyway, it's been great to catch up with you, Boo. I will keep in touch, and I will keep my eyes peeled on what you've got in store. Thanks for giving me a bit of your time today. I know your time is very precious at the moment, and hopefully meet you in the flesh at some point during this year. Fingers crossed at some paint event or other.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would love that, man. I would love that. And to everyone, keep social distancing. Go on, stay happy, keep dancing, keep smiling.
If you like what you've heard today, please tune in and subscribe to my channel by pressing the subscribe button below, and you'll catch all the interviews as they come online. I am going to say goodbye now because I'm being very distracted by what Boo's doing in the other camera. It's been great talking to you. Please tune in for the next interview as well. Thanks a lot.